Hey everybody, it's Mark, and we are at the Compound hanging out with Gwen Crumpton. She's one of the counselors. I'll swing her in here. One of the counselors that we've worked with over the years. She's been a big part of the ministry, 4 years, something like
4
that.
years now,
4
yeah.
years. And so we were showing her the space and around, and wanted to let y'all hear from her. She's the director of PRI counseling.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
In Hoover, and so she's big time, but helps us out a ton. So can you share just a little bit, let people know like what I'll say this: what has it been like working with Urban Purpose over the last 4 years?
Well, it's never a dull moment. It's definitely been an adventure. I've really enjoyed it. Working with Mark and Jim for the last 4 years, we've worked with a lot of people who can't access mental health services, and mental health just our emotional state gets in the way of us getting employment, keeping employment, finding places to live, how we interact with other people, our relationships. I mean, it affects everything. And so it's important to address all the issues and not just, we have this idea that the homeless, well, if we just give them food and we give them a job, they'll be fine, a place to live. But, a lot of times you give them all that and it doesn't last because we haven't addressed what the underlying issues are and how they got to this place in their life. And so we've got to address those first. So it's been a lot of fun. It's a good adventure.
Yeah, definitely. She's been awesome to work with. She's taught Jim and I a lot over the years, and kind of helped us understand a lot of what the folks we're working with are dealing with. So what would you say, like how Urban Purpose is approaching this problem? Like, what would you say about that? You think
How you guys are doing it?
Yeah.
I mean, I think what's great about it is that you guys are going to the people. You're constantly reevaluating what everyone needs, and every person's different. I think when you guys first started, it was more like, okay, let's work on having these relationships with people. And then I was like, okay, well, these are the certain things that they need. But realizing now that everyone is so different, so individualized, and everyone has their different issues and what do they need to focus on. And so it's constantly adapting. And I think that's what's great about you guys is that you're constantly adapting and changing for what people need and constantly reevaluating. Getting feedback.
Definitely, because we definitely don't know. I mean, we just learned so much over the years, and so you've got to constantly kind of reevaluate how you're doing things. So, all right, I'm going to spin this around over here to Jim, who's thrilled that I'm going to put him on camera right now. And so I could answer this question. I'm going to make Jim. So what do you feel like Gwen has brought to the ministry over the years? Like, how has she been a big help to us and effective in what we do? I didn't give him a heads up on this question, so he's having.
No, I'm thinking. So, if I had to sum it up in a word, and I'll explain it, it would be balance. So, she brings balance to the people we work with because, like Gwen was saying, you can provide all these good things for folks, but without their mental stability and emotional stability, they can't keep these things in place and keep them working for the good. And so, and I say not only that for the people we work with, but for me and Mark from time to time. We sit down with Gwen and bang out hard issues. And so talking through all those things are difficult sometimes and a struggle, but she always brings this balance that's right there where it needs to be. So
yeah,
that's
definitely.
what I would say.
Cool. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I'll get them out of the camera because they probably don't want to be on it anymore. So you guys pay attention to what we've got going on the rest of the week. Mainly focused our content around the Safe House this week, but we had a meeting with Gwen, and so definitely wanted you guys to hear from her and her heart towards what we're doing. Just put out on Instagram too, if you check that out, and I'll put it out on Facebook here in a little bit, that we've got a new matching grant opportunity. So we had a donor step up. The one last week was a success. And so another donor stepped up, offering to match up to $1,000 worth of donations. So you guys chip in $5, $20, anything. If we get to 1,000, he's going to match that. We got till Friday to get to that amount. So you can go to urbanpurpose.org/110, make a donation to the 110 journey, and we can turn the next $1,000 we raise into $2,000. So go check that out and keep following along, and we'll keep you up to date on what's going on with the journey. Thanks.